Hi guys, my name is Cherita and I'm the most positive person you will ever meet. I promise you that. Today is day something of VLOGMAS and I am getting ready to go to a friend's 40th birthday party. I'm so excited for this party tonight. It's going to be epic. But while I'm getting ready, I'm going to have a little chit chat about this whole cheerleading is a sport thing. If you guys do not know, I am very passionate about cheerleading. It's something that I've been involved in for a very long time. And the comments that I've been seeing about what's next, watching TV is going to be considered a sport, kind of has gotten to me because honestly, if you are not directly involved in the cheer world, and if you're not willing to understand how the cheer world works, then you really don't have a say or an opinion on whether cheerleading is a sport or not, which it is. What? You guys, what is wrong with my voice? For the people who are arguing cheerleading is a sport, they have just the same amount of injuries as football players. In fact, they get more injured than football players. Why is that a good thing? Do you know what that means? That means in the cheer industry, we suck at preventing injuries. That doesn't mean we're a sport. That means we are pushing our athletes to do skills that their body is not ready for. Like, honestly, think about it. Do you think gymnasts get hurt nearly as much or as severe as cheerleaders do? No, they don't. And do you know why? Because gymnastics is a sport that has been studied for years. Gymnastics coaches know the importance of conditioning and strengthening, while as right now, because cheerleading isn't considered or recognized as a sport, or wasn't, it's all about the money. So what do? We push athletes to do things that they don't want to do to make it more appealing to people who don't really know what's happening in the cheer world. So what we need to do is, instead of telling people, yeah, we suck as an industry as far as injuries go, that's why we're a sport. Instead, you need to bring up things like, well, we are athletic. We have a scoring system. There is a competition. There is a winner. Those are the things that we need to be saying. And Good Morning America, really? Is that how you're going to showcase cheerleading as a sport? Now, I do not have a problem with sideline cheering. Hell, I cheered in college. I was a sideline cheerleader. But the athleticism is more than what they showed. And no, not all cheerleading should be excluded from showing, what cheerleaders are and what they do. But all you're doing is perpetuating the stereotypes that all cheerleaders are rah-rahs. And we're not. We're athletes. I kind of went off on my Twitter saying, like, this sport thing is going to change, or at least it should change, how youth leagues and professional cheerleading and high school cheerleaders are. All of that needs to change, because if you look at football, from the age of 4 years old, football is played the same as when you're in high school, as when you're in college, as when you're professional. Football is played the same. Yes, it's on a different level, but it is the exact same thing. And that's what's going to happen with cheerleading. Also, and please stop using Bring It On. Bring It On, really? Bring It On came out in like 1972. Why are we using that to say, yeah, cheerleading's a real sport? A fictitious movie? Really? Here's what's going to happen. All of the glam that goes with cheerleading is going to have to go away. It has to. If we're going to be taken seriously as a sport. Yes, the makeup part of cheerleading is fun, but it should not be something that we are majorly focused on because, once again, stereotypes. We need to take away all of those stereotypes. We need to crush these stereotypes because I'm tired of seeing people try to justify why cheerleading should not be a sport. And I had this conversation with a friend about whether he thought cheerleading was a sport or not. He says he doesn't think so. Because the way that somebody wins is based off of a judge, and he thinks it's very subjective. And I asked if he felt the same way about gymnastics and, you know, synchronized swimming, diving, all that. And he said yes, he doesn't believe that it's a sport, and he doesn't take anything away from the athleticism, so I can listen and understand his point of view. However, I can say the exact same thing about referees. How many times have you watched basketball and seen Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or some other big name basketball star travel, but it doesn't get called? Oh, well, it's Kobe. He can do that. Or how many times while watching football do you see, you know, a defender push off or a receiver push off of a defender to catch the ball? No pass interference was called. It's fine. We'll just overlook it. That's called being subjective. Referees can be just as subjective as judges. And guess what you do? You weed out the bad referees. You weed out the bad judges. Because in the end, referees and judges are basically the same. They're people who are knowledgeable about their sport to be able to help determine the outcome. Because a referee can miss a call or call something that wasn't really there, and that can skew the outcome of that game. Just as with cheerleading, a judge can miscount something or miss a skill, and that will skew the results. Because a score sheet tells you what to do. It tells you what to do. So if you don't do it, then you're not going to get judged the correct way. People are like, well, how do these judges know exactly what it's supposed to look like? Because they're professionals. That's like me trying to go be an umpire. I'll call everything a strike. He missed the ball, that's a strike. But all other umpires, like they're trained to see these types of things. Me as a judge, I'm trained to see certain things. So enough with that subjectivity bullcrap, because it's not. It doesn't mean anything, because a judge can be subjective, a referee can be subjective. Referees can turn a blind eye. What was that? Was that a false? Referees can draw a blind eye and not see something that actually happened. These referees do not hold big stars accountable for their actions. Like, do we need to talk about LeBron flopping and referees making bad calls? So don't even get on judges, because guess what? We're all human. We all make mistakes. But bad refereeing and bad judging all leads to the same thing. Not a fair assessment in who is supposed to win. I think I'm done talking. If you guys agree, don't agree, if you guys don't care, leave your comments down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and stalk me on all of my social media. It will be linked below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a positive and love-filled day. Bye!